You want to know what I've learned in my 36 years of living life about life as a man? It's tough. They don't talk about this, but life as a man is tough. And it only gets harder as you get older, especially if you're not making money or if you're not making enough money to have your woman respect you in a way where she's not going to pull no bullshit. You know, a lot of people, I see this a lot actually, is a lot of men, they're not financially taking care of the household fully. Like they're splitting everything 50-50, and they're wondering why their woman's giving them a bunch of bullshit. The reason is literally because you're splitting everything 50-50. I have seen it, right? Like if you are taking care of all of her needs and you're doing everything for her, then she is going to be fine. She's going to be doing everything for you too. But if you're not taking care of like stuff and you're making her stress out about money and stuff, you are going to have some problems. Trust me. You're going to have some problems because the feminine wants to surrender. They want to submit to our leadership, to a masculine man, a provider and protector, the king of the kingdom. That's why it's called a kingdom. It ain't called a queendom. Oh shit. I can't believe I'm saying this stuff. But this is all, again, what I'm sharing is not random nonsense. This is from experience and observing other people as well. All the men that I know who are in happy relationships, first of all, they're not with Western women. I know it's going to trigger some of you. And secondly, they take care of all the finances, so the lady doesn't have to worry. All the men that I know who struggle in their relationships, they're not taking care of the woman financially. And they're also maybe with Western women too. So naturally, if a woman doesn't feel safe, she's going to act like a bitch, right? And that's going to piss off the guy, and the guy's going to judge her and be like, oh, she's so masculine. Yeah, because she has to be masculine because you are not masculine enough to take care of her in a way where she's not worrying about finances and she's not stressed out. So if you want her to be less stressed, you got to take care of her emotionally so her nervous system's calm. And one of the main ways to do that is to handle the money, handle the finances, so she's not stressing out, so she doesn't have to worry about getting another job if she has to, right? If she can work if she wants to, that's different. But if she is only working because she has to, because you're not making enough, that's another problem. And so I'm saying this because I experienced this many times in my life where I was just, I was just like that for so long. I was not handling shit and wondering why I was getting the backlash from my woman and wondering why she wasn't feeling safe. And it's like, of course she's not feeling safe because I'm not handling stuff, right? And so, yeah, blaming her for being a human being and reacting in a way that a normal feminine woman would, it's just pointless. And a lot of men say that, oh yeah, but she's too masculine. Yeah, I understand that. But what I've experienced is that every single woman wants to feel like a woman. They want to feel soft and feminine. Masculine women, from my experience, are tired. They're tired of being the masculine woman all the time. They're tired of being the strong one all the time because they want a guy stronger than them. This is the thing about polarity. If they're stronger than their guy, they're not going to feel attraction because the guy is supposed to be stronger than the woman. That's facts. Like, I didn't make the game. I didn't make it up. I'm just telling you the rules. This is how it works. And I didn't know this. No one told me this. I had to figure it out for myself. Through pain. I'm telling you, bro. Through pain. You have to be stronger than your lady. In all realms. Mentally, physically. Because here's the thing. She wants to admire you. She wants to look up to you and be like, wow. She wants to adore you. There's some people that say, some women that say, oh, I want to adore my man. I want my man to adore me as well. I would say, yeah, I understand that. I want to adore my woman as well. But she wants to adore me more. But some women won't admit that, but that's true. the woman wants to adore the man more. You know, I was with this old old lady. I was with this lady in Bali, and I believe she is 8 years older than me. At the time, I had this thing about old ladies, older women, I should say. They're not old ladies. She's 8 years older than me, I think, 8 or 9 years older than me. And I remember her saying to me, I want a man who I can admire. She didn't admire me. She's like, I want a man who I can admire. That hurt me. But what can I do? What can I do about that? She didn't admire me, but she was still with me. Why? Because she wanted the benefits of the Darko. But yeah, anyways, yeah, so everyone wants to admire their man, and they want to just look and be like, wow, he's amazing. And so do you think your woman is going to admire you when you're splitting all the fucking bills? Of course not. Of course not, right? And so this is a lesson I had to learn. Like, I mean, I grew up in a household where I saw that was the normal model, and I saw that didn't work. Now, you might say, yeah, but my parents split everything 50-50 and it works. Well, my rebuttal to that is, how do you know? How do you know, right? Like, everyone thinks that, well, first of all, you don't know the reality of someone's relationship. You only know what happens on the outside. So you don't actually know until if you sat down with them and actually spoke about all their shit that they have to deal with in their relationship and all the resentments and all that shit going on. Maybe it's not as good as you think. But a lot of people just look at the outside and think, oh yeah, that's working. Yeah, that's good. I'm digressing. I'm chatting a lot of shit here, but I just thought I'd share my thoughts about this stuff because I'm obviously not a relationship expert, but I've had a lot of relationships. Not a lot. Fuck, why did I say that? I haven't had a lot of relationships. I've had a few relationships, and you know, the relationship that succeeded the most, I'm the one that ended it, and in that relationship, I was the one that was providing everything. Well, not everything, but most things. She also had her own money, but I wanted to provide for her, so it was fine, and it worked because of that, and also because I wanted to lead, and she was okay with me leading, and I didn't feel bad about that. And I think along the way, I felt bad about leading my woman, not her, but other women. I think it's because I attracted a more masculine woman after her, and there was like competition with like who's gonna lead, and it was like, I'm not trying to compete here. Just let me pick the fucking restaurant. Do you know what I mean? Like, just let me pick the restaurant. Like, why are you trying to ask me what food is it? Like, oh, where are we going? What time? How far is it? Like, just fucking get ready. I've picked the restaurant. Be ready at 7, and we're going. Why are you asking all these questions? Trying to compete with me about leadership, and that was exhausting. And the deeper root of that is a lack of surrender, because the women that want to always control, they're used to that, right? Like, they're used to picking guys that allow them to do all that crap. Like, my ex she was used to guys. She was used to picking the restaurant and doing masculine roles in her relationship. So she thought that I was going to do that too, but I didn't. And then when I started doing the masculine stuff, it was weird for her because she was not used to it. And so she started questioning me, and that started pissing me off. And I was like, hey, you're going to let me lead or what? Like, Anyway. Rambling, ranting. Have you found some value out of this? If you want to go deeper into male-female dynamics and the game, holding frame, maintaining frame, not tolerating disrespect, all that kind of stuff, I can do that. I've learned so much in my lifetime about relationships, especially the last 5 years, I'd say. Really learned a lot about how to be in a relationship as a man, and the cost of letting your standards slip in a relationship, and it's just not worth it. So keep the frame, keep your standards, and have fun. All right, talk to you soon. Ciao.